Well, Sláinte, how do you do, buckaroos, and how the heck are you? I'm going to be Tom the Beer Whisperer for this video anyway. Get this figured out real quick here. There we go. Get that fixed real fast. And we're back in business. So I got two here I'm going to have with you. The first one being the Iron Gospel, 6.7%. I believe that says there. IPA from Banter Brewing. Should take a look at that. That's a nice looking beer, is it not? Nice color. Banter's nod to the hazy IPA. Oh, mercy. How the heck are you? Oh, mercy. A lot of big tropical fruit on the nose mixed with some citrus, but the citrus is a background player here. It's more about the tropical fruit on the nose. You might get a hint of botanical or pine-like note in there as well. A little bit sweet, as this style tends to be. A little bit of stone fruit in the middle. It's a nice beer. I'm not a huge hazy fan, and I'm certainly on the record for saying so. But every once in a while, the style sounds good. I do prefer. Well, I was gonna say West Coast, but the truth is, remember when IPAs had some meat to them, right? I do miss those early craft IPAs before they were called craft. When we were just drinking microbrews. They're more of a deep amber back then. Had some malt to them. Now an IPA has to taste like a fruit salad these days, or a brunch IPA, as I call this one, or the hazy. Not necessarily this one, but the style I referred to as a brunch IPA. Anyway, I digress. Of the brunch IPA. Oh, mercy, that's a nice beer. A good summer beer, very refreshing, very clean. Again, it gives you those big, bright fruit flavors. Damn, that's a fine beer. That's just a fine beer, man. Anyway, I digress. Logic. Oh, off today and tomorrow, so I'm taking a little breather. I had a couple of cocktails earlier, but I waited a few hours to come back with this one. May do another one a little bit later. Like I said, I am off tomorrow. It's hard to tell. Gotta play these things by ear. I'll get back to doing my regularly scheduled at the pub podcast at some point where I can get an even schedule where I can start lining up. I had some issues where I was lining up guests, but then I'd end up having to work, so I'd have to reschedule, and that's just a pain. So I need to get a regular schedule down so I can get my guests scheduled in. Before a no budget show, I got some pretty good guests out there, man. I was able to round up Tulsa blues legend Scott Ellison a couple times. I had a former heavyweight contender on the show. Couple big beer and whiskey riders. One beer rider, one big beer and whiskey rider. And a lot of local musicians. So I want to get that back going. I love talking to musicians, and I love combining the two, right? The beer, the whiskey, and then the music, or the three, I guess. The beverage and the music. You know, I love having those conversations. So I'm hoping to be able to round up some folks again. But I got to get where I can be on schedule and not have to cancel. And I just had to reschedule so many, and I just kind of quit trying to schedule it anymore. I would like to get it going before the end of the year, but probably not before November. I get through the end of the month, get through our anniversary, and then I'll start looking at the schedule, see when I can get some folks scheduled. Hey, Vanessa, how are you? I'm going to post your comment there. Hi, how are you? You want to tell me what you're drinking? We can have that discussion as well. Uh, I'm not sure how I didn't know this song before, but I recently came across a song called Midnight Moses by the sensational Alex Harvey Band. So I did some research on it, and it was actually first done in 1972 by the sensational Alex Harvey Band, but it's since been covered by a few folks. Notably, Brittany Fox in the early 90s and early 2000s, the Dead Daisies. I don't think anybody had a hit with it, but it's a great song, man. Wait. Oh no. Well, I hope you're done. I hope you're almost done then. I'm gonna post your comment there. Yes, you can drink vicariously through me for the moment anyway. I love this song though. The guitar, the cadence, and I'm kind of surprised it wasn't a hit. Again, there's three notables or two other notables covered it, but I gotta admit, I wasn't familiar with the sensational Alex Harvey Band until the song showed up in one of my mixes. So then I went back and tried to look at them a little bit, listen to some of the other tunes, and I really liked the band. But 72, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure how I missed them. I mean, I was only 7 at that particular time, but I mean, I spent a lot of time in record stores as a teenager, so I can't believe I didn't find them at some point. Sure, how I hadn't heard of them before. Uh, so anyway, a lot of big fruit going on. That's what this beer does. But it is that summer beer, right? It's very refreshing. Now a lot of folks drink them year round. Hey, do your thing. I don't care. Some people drink stout year round. It doesn't make me no never mind. But I tend to like seasonal. I tend to eat seasonal as well, but every once in a while, right in the dead of summer, I want a bowl of chili. Well, it's kind of like that with beer for me. For the most part, I want that summer fare, but every once in a while, and that's going to lead us to beer number 2 here. Now, the Gospel is a great summer beer, but every once in a while, you just want something a little bigger. And that leads me to Survivor Spirit Imperial Stout aged in Blue Note bourbon barrels. To Geneva. There we go. Look at that. Now tell me that's not a pretty beer. I mean, get a nice pour in there. Oh, yeah. I do love bourbon barrel stuff. I do. I have a few friends that don't. They don't want that. So if I want whiskey, I'll drink whiskey. I don't want my beer to taste like whiskey. Well, I guess I kind of get that, but I like those flavors. I like those flavors that they just kind of mingle a little bit. That nice mix of those bourbon notes elevate the beer. Uh, Man, it is delicious. It aged for a year in that Blue Note barrel, and it really picked up those notes. If you've ever drank Blue Note bourbon, oh man, I wish I could get this beer to you because I mean, with bourbon barrel stouts, whiskey barrel stouts, it's nice that you can taste the whiskey. But when you have a product you're familiar with, you not only taste those whiskey barrel or bourbon barrel notes, you can if you know what Blue Note tastes like, you can taste those notes specifically. Blue Note, yeah. uh, but a very creamy imperial stout, man. It's just put together so impeccably well, and it was in that barrel just the right amount to really soak up that goodness and really kind of bring that sweetness of that imperial stout to a manageable level, right? It just kind of cleans her up nicely, where you get that nice oak vanilla, right in the finish, just to clean her up a little bit. Till you've gone too far. How do you know how far to go until you've gone too far? That's the story of my life, folks. That's too far, wasn't it? Yeah, Tom, that was too far. how, do you, how do you know far to go until you've gone too far? Till you see. I've been known to go too far upon occasion, depending on the situation. Sometimes I can sense a situation and then kind of intentionally take it too far. I do have that kind of personality. Uh, I don't have that ability to hold it back in. Damn, this beer is just put together so impeccably well. I cannot recommend it highly enough. If you love bourbon barrel stouts, this really is truly one of the best I've ever had. At 10%, it's just put together extremely well. And again, I love Blue Note bourbon, so for me, when I drink this, those memories of drinking Blue Note just kind of, oh, that tastes like Blue Note. anyway, anyway, I digress. It is a rather filling beer, though. I'm going to take a little breather. I may come back today, mostly because I'm off tomorrow, but I want to go back to doing some cocktails. The beer is a little filling on me. So anyway, I digress. But I digress, man. I am Tom, the beer whisperer, beer evangelist. Oh, gosh, that beer is gorgeous. I didn't really go much into tasting notes, right? Big malted dark chocolate, big roasted malt notes, vanilla, some toffee in there from that bourbon barrel, a lot of oak in the finish. Again, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Anyways, biscuits. I'm gonna skip right to the El Ranga guys. Thought you guys. Thanks for tuning in.